Resume tips for return to work mums. Your resume is the all-powerful document that gets you an initial meeting. Whether you're looking to kickstart your career full steam ahead or find a less demanding role, your resume is the all-powerful document that gets you that initial meeting. After some time out of the workforce, it can be very daunting for mums or dads to start applying for work again. If you've taken time off to be a stay-at-home parent, there is usually a gap that needs to be explained, and you may feel that your skills and experience are not up to date. However, there are things that will give you confidence in applying for positions. Here are some key resume tips for parents to help get your resume noticed and feel confident. Own the gap. You are doing a great thing raising your children, so don't shy away from that. It might feel like a long time since you've been in the workplace, but in reality it's actually a comparatively short time. Some people take longer vacations just to go overseas. You weren't just sitting around on the couch watching Netflix, you were actually raising small humans. Don't ignore the skills you've developed. Becoming a mother means that you develop all sorts of new skills, and they aren't all related to childcare. Don't ignore your own personal development during your maternity leave. These are skills which are directly transferable to the workplace. Take a close look at the job requirements and selection criteria for the job you're applying for and identify the matches with your new skill set. Show relevance. Make sure that you showcase any skills, experience or education that would be relevant for the job that you're actually applying for. Read through the key selection criteria and cull. The employer wants to know about your achievements, awards and successes in your career. What they don't want to know about is the black belt you got in karate or the certificate you got when you won the spelling bee in primary school. If you have a degree from university, then don't worry about putting your high school on there. Any further education such as diplomas or degrees will eclipse anything you did in school. Use transferable skills. If you're choosing a different field to work in after your children, that doesn't mean the skills that you had in your previous career don't count. Show how your skills can be used in a new position. Talk up your transferable skill set and adaptability. Your fresh perspective might just be what the employer is looking for. Keep things current. Unless you've had a huge gap at home with the kids, make sure you're highlighting the last 10 years. Employers aren't concerned about whether you learnt the flute in high school. You need to update your resume to feature present information, not information way in the past, as this will do nothing to show the interviewer why they should hire you. Which brings us to showing achievements. Employers want to see what you achieved in your previous roles, not just what you were responsible for. Achievements are the meat of your resume, not your responsibilities. Don't submit a position description, submit a document that actually sells your value. Taking time off work doesn't negate any of your special achievements. If you won an award, it's because you deserved it. If you brought a project home under budget, you've done a remarkable job. If you've led the most productive team in your organisation, you have the runs on the board. These are still outstanding results, whether they occurred this year or last. Make sure you feature them. Be honest. If you lie to secure a job, it can easily be found out these days. Interviewers can quickly check if you're lying about yourself or your achievements by conducting a Google search online. Here are some of the most common examples of misleading information being put on resumes. Inflated titles and embellished duties. Inaccurate dates to cover up job hopping and gaps of employment. Half-finished degrees, inflated education, or purchased degrees that don't actually mean anything. Inflated salaries, exaggerated accomplishments, and out-and-out lies in regards to specific roles and duties. Put it in a format that people can read. Make sure when you send your resume through, they'll actually be able to open it and read it with the correct formatting that you intended. The best way to do this is by sending it in a Word document. This also allows recruiting programs to scan your resume easily. Make sure your details are correct. Your name, phone number and address need to be easily found and correct so that you can be contacted. You don't want to put all that effort into having the perfect resume to find out that the employer can't get hold of you for an interview. Don't worry about putting your date of birth on there, it's not important information. Have a professional email. Make sure you have a professional sounding email address. Ideally, just use something like yourname@gmail.com rather than sexy butterfly. Having a professional sounding email won't actually get you the job, but having a non-professional email address can cost you an interview. Employment history. Provide the dates, title of your role, the company you worked for, and any achievements you made while in that position. Make sure your most recent positions are first and then work back from there. Avoid getting dates wrong or not including them. A resume that does not include any dates sends out red flags about a candidate's background and is immediately disregarded. The obvious assumption is that the candidate is trying to hide something. Furthermore, be honest about your dates of employment. When providing dates, work history should be in reverse chronological order, starting with the most recent job. Your employment dates should be aligned to the right so that your reader can easily skim down the page. If you have a proven track record of staying in a job for a while, absolutely make sure that your employment date jumps out at your reader. This is a real selling point about you as a candidate. You don't have to include the day you started, but at least include the month and the year. Keep it short and stay clear. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to read a 5-page resume. In most situations, make sure you keep your resume to a maximum of 2 pages. Put the most important skills and experience that match the job you're applying for. If the employer wants to know more, they'll contact you and give you a chance to expand further. Be yourself. Speak to your brand, it's your asset. Think about what makes you, you. Skills, personality, and values all come into play here. Toss out the career objective. Have a career summary or a performance summary instead. If you read it and it can apply to anyone, you're not being specific enough. It must be unique to you. Begin with a summary of achievements and qualifications that showcase your skills and are the most relevant to the position that you're seeking. When you're returning to work, it's particularly important to outline your motivations, as employers may question while you're looking to change industries or applying for positions that seem to downgrade from what you used to do. Stay away from the cliches. Avoid overused phrases like proven ability to deliver results or accomplished professional. Detail your results, for example, professional in what specific area. Avoid the most overused words on LinkedIn such as responsible, strategic, effective, analytical, just to name a few. Employers want actual quantified examples, not just generic fluff. Consider upskilling. Has your industry changed since you were last working? Is there something that you could learn that would put you ahead of the competition? If it's been a while since you've been involved in your industry, you may want to consider doing a course or upgrading your skills. This doesn't have to be a major thing. Even a short or online course hones your skills ready for employment and shows employers that you are taking a real interest in your industry. Make sure you format correctly. Look at your formatting. Mix it up, use dot points, and make it scannable. Carefully check for spelling errors, typos, and poor grammar. In the world of technology and spell check, you would be amazed how many resumes still come through with errors. Your CV provides a first impression of who you are. First and foremost, always do a spell check using the Review tab in your Word program. Next, find a trusty pal to proofread it if necessary. Also check for consistency in your use of past and present tense and formatting. There is nothing worse than saying how great you are at details and then having a resume full of spelling mistakes. Read the job advertisement. It's common to just skim the advertisement looking for job requirements and salary. But if you actually read the job ad carefully, it usually tells you the exact skills and experience that they are looking for. Use this information to tailor your resume and cover letter to include those keywords, and it will help your resume get a more in-depth look. Stand out. There are countless stories of boring generic resumes that seem to be the commonly submitted thing. The same goes for application letters. Job seekers tend to churn out generic templates that do nothing to wow a potential employer. It's important to stand out from the crowd and make an impression on your soon-to-be new employer. So make sure your resume and your application letter are custom crafted to the position you're applying for. Don't send a photo. Unless you're a supermodel or applying for an acting role that requires a headshot, there is absolutely no need to include your picture. You want to be judged on the merit of your skills, education and work history, not your race, age, hairstyle, weight or eye colour. Update your references. If you've been active in the community during your maternity leave, ask for a reference. Double check that all your references are current. Are the phone numbers of the people you are using still correct? Don't underestimate your own value. It's a fact that organisations with greater gender balance perform better than the rest. It's also a fact that mothers who return to work are generally exceedingly loyal to their organisation. You have the skills and knowledge to do the job. Believe in yourself and that you have a lot to offer any organisation. If you need a cover letter, make it count. If a requirement of the job application is to submit a cover letter, then make sure it's not just a generic template that you send to everyone. Do some online research on the business and the position you're applying for. It doesn't take much to find out information on a company, and it will stand out to a recruiter a lot more than just a cut and paste cover letter. You can briefly mention your employment gap in your cover letter if you want to, but don't dwell on it. The cover letter should actually be about the company and position you're applying for and how your skills and experience are aligned. Be prepared for those questions. They're bound to come up in an interview. What would you do if you had a deadline due but your child fell ill? Employers will want to test your loyalty, so work out where you draw the line. There is no point winning the job if the organisation doesn't actually offer you the flexibility and support that you need for your work-life balance. Remember, your resume and cover letter both reflect you, so make sure you spend time getting it right. With a carefully crafted and tailored resume and application letter, which clearly details what you have done to demonstrate your interest in your industry, you can confidently apply for that perfect position. If you want a bit more help creating a great resume and application letter, then our course, The Resume Writing for Return to Work Success, is your perfect companion. Designed for people returning to work after raising kids, caring responsibilities, injury, or just anyone with an employment gap. It will teach you how to craft a resume that will get noticed and cover letters that don't make you want to stick a pencil in your eye. If you want more information, there's a link in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that you can learn how to make working from home work for you.